You, how many times do you have quiz? I would like to start with the question. How many times do we have quiz? How many times do you think?
Every time you come.
Are you ready for the quiz? Are you not ready? How do you get ready for the quiz? Okay, I have quiz of 2014 posted. Do you all have the access to that? Who don't have access? Yahweh, do you have access to that quiz? 2014 Multiphase flow quiz. Yes? Everyone else? Have you seen it? Did you print it out? Did you check? Every time that we have quiz, it will be closed book. Okay? Quiz, I will give it to you any day that I want to, anytime that I want to during the lecture. Okay? It is a pop quiz. Oh, it's not today. I didn't print it out. Okay? It's not today. Today we don't have quiz. Just to remind you. Today is 9/12. 9/12 we should do pseudo single phase flow. We are somewhat ahead of the schedule. Let's go back. Okay. The topic that we try to cover after pseudo single phase flow is the understanding of flow pattern transition, okay, and stratified flow. So this lecture we will review a little bit on the homework. Did you or any of you start to worry about it?
Yes.
Arya, have you finished it?
No.
No?
I have the last two questions.
Last two questions. Did you read all the questions, Arya?
Yeah.
Is it like possible to be done? Easy enough?
Lack of enough knowledge for the last two questions. I think we'll be satisfied in this section.
Okay, who has a book? Let me see the book. Where's the sign-up sheet? Everyone sign? Where is the sign-up sheet? Okay, thank you. Any of you haven't signed yet? Okay. So Tolani, you have book? George? Viton? Okay, two of you have. Tope? Tommy Tope? Modia? Sweta? Jia Chang? Yahweh? Akin? What's your name? Danny? Siri? Which one of you is Siri? Okay, Siri. June? Une? Or June? June. Easier. Vanguard?
I forgot mine at home.
Yours is at home.
Yeah, I forgot it. Sorry.
Anders? Did you buy it? And you purchased right, Vanguard?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will email the flow pattern program to you soon, and we will talk about it Wednesday. Everyone have the book, right? Okay. Vanguard, did you start doing the homework?
No. I'm going to start today.
Anders,
Starting today.
starting today. Siri,
Yes, sorry.
you start already?
Yeah,
Which question?
all of them.
All of them. Have you finished all of them?
Not
Almost all.
all. Yeah.
Any question?
Not now.
It's easy enough, right?
Not easy.
Not easy. It is a question in chapter 1. It assumes that if you read chapter 1, you can do it. June, did you start? Have you finished? Did you, which question that you finish? 8, 9, 10, except 7 and 6.
I'm not sure.
Okay, you did some.
Yeah.
Okay. How many pages of that book that you have to know to be able to do all this? Not really the whole chapter, right?
Exactly which numbers?
Yeah, it's not really the whole chapter, right? You just need to read one page. Just that, right? If you know the relationship between V sleep, is that enough?
No.
What else do you need to know, Maya?
You need pressure drop 1, 2.
Pressure drop part? Okay. What else? Just that, right?
Well, also you need lecture notes.
Lecture note. Okay. Who else is about to start today? Oh, just those two gentlemen? just those two gentlemen? Akin, how many questions have you done?
I'm reading the chapter right now.
Are you about to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wei Sheng.
Like, all of them, but except the problem 9.
All of them except problem 9. What is the problem with problem 9?
I just finished the question 1 and
1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.10, except 1.9. Okay. Any of you have question? How many of you have question? 3, 4, 5? Let's start with Tolani. What's your question, Tolani? Flow in the same direction is concurrent. Flow in the same direction. Concurrent, concurrent, I think they are the same. It's not the same? Is it the same? Arya, help me. Is it the same? Concurrent, concurrent? Co-current and concurrent, not countercurrent. Countercurrent is opposite direction, right? Co-current and concurrent, are they the same? It's like the same, or yeah, I think it's the same. Okay. Yes, most of the time, yes. We will take a look at the example and talk more about that. George, question from you? Co-current, concurrent. 1.10. Can you repeat the question again? The flow condition, in which case that there's a solution for the question. Any person have the same question? 2, 3 of you? You did it already, right? What's your answer?
I forgot first to say that the last one for the equate upward and gas downward. I just calculated the HL for those separation. Gave me like the first HL is larger than 1 and the second answer is negative something. But I think that's wrong, so I said I'm not sure the last one.
So, is it possible that there is no solution?
I think maybe just no equate or
Okay, Yahweh, let me ask you this. Is the question clear enough? Or question is not that clear?
no, it's not clear enough.
Not clear enough? Really? Maria, how about you read it for me for question number 10?
So questions the flow condition for which there is a solution to the problem.
Do you read the whole thing?
Oh, you want me to
Yeah, the whole thing. Yes, everything.
like everything for question
In for question 10, yes.
Consider two-phase flow in a vertical pipe with a slip velocity 0.3. Analyze the following four flow conditions. First, co-current upward flow and co-current downward flow for velocity 0.1 and the liquid velocity 0.2. Second, counter-current flow liquid downward and the gas upward, and the counter-current flow liquid upward and the gas downward for superficial velocity of gas 0.035 and the liquid 0.1. For all four cases, determine the liquid holdup and the flow conditions for which there is a solution to the problem.
So this means sometimes there's no solution for the problem, right? In what case that there is no solution for the problem? What do you think? Negative in the square root. What about that?
Exactly, the holdup, as we need to calculate it with the quadratic equation, so sometimes it could be possible that we are not going to find a solution for the values of x.
How about, you see this equation?
Yes.
What if HL is more than 1 or HL is less than 1? So this means there's no solution, right? What about if we have negative in the square root? Does that mean we have the solution or we don't have the solution? Complex root, right? So for a certain flow direction, a certain VSL, a certain V slip, could it be like, is it possible that we have negative value in the square root? Yes, of course. Right? So for those cases, then we don't have solution. So in question 10, we talk about counter current, concurrent, several conditions, right? So which case the solution exists? Which case doesn't? You check. Oh yeah, yes?
So, what's in the book, the mixture velocity is the summation of superficial velocity of liquid and gas.
Okay.
So my question here is that this mixture velocity, does it apply for the whole pipe, or it's going to be actual velocity of liquid and gas at each location?
If the fluid property doesn't change, do you think mixture velocity will change? Mixture velocity is VSL plus VST, right?
Yes.
That's mixture velocity. What could change VSL and what could change VST?
That's the flow rate.
VSL is flow rate over area, right? What can change the flow rate? With length. We may have higher flow rate if the density, there's an expansion of phase change, right? So, is that kind of give you a hint to the answer? It's clear, but not enough.
So the mixture velocity all over the pipe is going to be the same.
If the fluid property is the same, yes, it is going to be the same.
And I have another question, because if we keep the, for example, one of the flow rates 0.
Okay.
For example, the oil, flow rate of oil is 0.
Flow rate of oil is 0.
So we just have gas going.
We just have gas going, okay.
So if we increase the velocity of gas,
Alright.
based on what you said, we are thinking and we are expecting to the gas holdup to go down. But when you
Gas hold up to go down? What did gas hold up to decrease?
yes, when it is
If you, the equation that you have in the two-phase flow book is for the case of two-phase flow. If you have single-phase flow, those equations may or may not apply.
But we have, for example,
If you have just,
we have the column of liquid.
you have a column of liquid, okay. You flow just gas, gas not enough to lift the liquid up? Or
No.
okay, you flow more gas. Gas may be able to lift the liquid up.
So
Make sense?
Because in one of the questions, I think it's the second one.
Okay.
You for the section B. So for the first one, both of them are moving. With the, for example, say velocity of 0.25.
Okay.
So for the B section, it says when the gas velocity you have, for example, 0.03, stay the same, but you don't have any flow for the oil,
No incoming oil.
no incoming oil.
Okay. Oil maybe stay in the system,
Yeah.
but okay.
So I assume that if you want to increase the gas velocity, so the gas fraction or gas holdup is going to increase too. But it's different than the case that you have two of them moving because.
What is the question? Are you just telling me the answer? What
The
is the
question
question?
is that what is the relationship if the velocity of gas is going up for the gas holdup?
So the answer for that will be dependent upon the initial condition, right? If initially we have 50% of liquid and we flow more gas, or initially we don't have any liquid and we flow more gas, so the answer will be dependent upon the initial condition. For that question specifically, it's like stop the inlet of liquid,
Yes,
Is
but
it
you
like
have
that?
liquid.
just have liquid inside and then flow just gas, but flow more gas,
Yeah.
right? Flow more gas, and the slip velocity is the same.
Yes.
What about this picture? Does it give you any clue? So if we look at the belt, if the belt kind of flow faster, move faster, so liquid that in the belt will transport kind of faster, right? So there will be less liquid left, and of course you will have more gas, right?
But liquid is not.
Liquid is not moving. How come we have slip velocity?
Yes, this is the question. Yeah, it's said-
Do we have slip velocity? We have slip velocity, but there is no incoming liquid. Is that the case?
Yes.
Okay. There is no incoming liquid, but there is still slip velocity.
Is it
Right.
possible?
Oh yes.
Yeah, so do we have to use another equation because the relationship doesn't apply here? If
We have just those equations, okay? And you will want to use just those equations. The purpose of the first chapter is to show you what happens if you do it just with the concept of slip velocity without considering any flow pattern or anything else. If you do everything with the slip velocity, what will happen? That's the point. And later on we will go through the flow pattern and we will go through it together and see what happens if we consider the flow pattern, not just the slip. So in the homework, just use the equation that they have. If there is no inlet liquid, so inlet liquid, incoming liquid flow rate is 0, but there is liquid in the system, so gas may kind of drag liquid up if we have enough amount of gas. Make sense to you? Let's say I have a mixed flow. I have a lot of gas flowing up. A lot of gas flowing up and I have liquid. And there are certain slip velocity between liquid and gas. So liquid will move slower than gas, right, when it's flowing up. And the slip velocity. So if slip velocity is 0.5, can you calculate the whole up? That's kind of a question. So there's no incoming liquid. Inside a well, there is a column of liquid. We have liquid loading, and we try to unload the liquid by flowing gas up. So gas may be able to make the liquid phase to become a mixed flow. But gas it may not be completely mixed flow. Mixed flow doesn't have much of the slip. So maybe there's a little bit of slip and gas still moves faster and liquid moves slower. In that case, can you calculate liquid hold up?
yes, And the relationship I got from the same equation that you're talking about is that when the velocity of gas, when the liquid is stagnant, is increasing, the holdup also increases, gas holdup.
Could be. We will go through it again. Let's take a look at. So, for those of you who is about to start, Akin, you are about to start, right? How many hours have you spent on this subject? From last lecture until now?
I've read for about
6 hours yet?
No, maybe like
3?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Okay.
I'm thinking about what he's talking about. And there's Q, L, and there's VL. I think maybe he's not making a distinction between QL and VL. Because if I'm not putting liquid inside the game, that means my QL is 0. That doesn't mean I don't have a VL inside the pipe.
I appreciate your input. How about you start doing it soon? And we shall talk more about it. The reason that I emphasize about the number of hours that I would like you to put into this course is for a regular freshman course, undergraduate, it is expected that a student spend double time of the time that he or she spend during the weekday to do homework, prepare the class. For a graduate course, it can be more. Most of the time it is more. Okay. First, we will go through some example that we haven't talked about last time. Anyone haven't read this yet besides those three gentlemen? Sveta, did you start it or you about to start? Okay, one more ladies. Okay. Modia, you start or about to start?
Yeah, I
Have started already. How many questions?
done
Okay. It is somewhat strange that I asked you about whether you start or about to start because you are a graduate student already, right? I will always ask you that. Sorry about it. I want to push you a little bit more. If you haven't done it yet, expect about 6 hours of doing this, okay? 6 hours, okay? Example 1, concurrent upward flow of solid and liquid, where VSL equal to 0.15, VSS equal to 0.05, V slip equal to 0.5. Everything move upward, right? And if we assume no slip, this is what liquid hold up that we get, 0.75 liquid hold up. That is if we assume no slip, okay? But we know that slip velocity is VL minus VS equal to VSL over HL minus VSS over 1 minus HL. Multiply both sides by HL and 1 minus HL. Left hand side is this, right hand side is this. Rearrange it. We get this. Tolani, do you believe me yet? Yes, you do. Okay. Anyone else? Did you check if I did it wrong? Siri, this equation, did you check it? You check. You get the same thing? Alright. I don't want you to trust me that much, Maya, because very frequent I did it wrong. When I become professor, doesn't mean everything that I do is right, okay? It can be wrong, and it is very often, okay? Very often. So once many students check me, then okay, it is correct eventually. So you have this equation. It is a quadratic equation. I put value in, I get 2 numbers. And we talk about it, right? It's like the value that is between 0 and 1. Easy enough. Any of you who haven't done this derivation, please do it. The big reason is that it's nothing that mathematically complicated or anything like that, but I still want you to do it to practice. Okay? At least one of you this year and many 2 years ago did it wrong. because they take too long summer break. Okay, really. So it doesn't matter if you're a professor, graduate. Try to do it. Okay. Akin.
VS is similar to VSG.
All right. So the difference here, you see the slip. V slip is VL, liquid velocity, minus V solid. This is not the same as in the book. The book have never talked about anything like this, but there's a question about it. So what I use is, V slip is the one that moves faster minus the one that moves slower. The one that moves faster is VSL, right? So when we have liquid and solid flow, solid kind of drop to the bottom, right? So liquid flow faster. So that's why I define it like this. All right, let's go to the next one. Solid particle move downward through a stagnant liquid in a reactor. VSL goes 0, no input of liquid, but there's a lot of liquid in the system. VSS equal to 0.05 downward. So VSS, previously I have VSS of 0.05, but that one is upward. This time it is downward, okay? It's different. Last time is upward, this time is downward. V slip is 0.5. 0.5, last time I also has 0.5. Okay, so VSL equal to VL equal to 0. If I use my equation, I get HS equal to 0.1. Okay, I put the value in, I get HS equal to 0.1. You agree? HL equal to 0.9. Some of you may not either agree or disagree because you haven't done it yet. So you put the value in, you get HS equal to 0.1, HL equal to 0.9. Okay, I get VS equal to 0.5 downward. Sweta, how do I get VS?
This is from that formula that you had by HS.
What divided by what?
Yes.
Actual velocity is superficial velocity divided by hold up of that phase. Actual velocity is 0.05. Superficial velocity is 0.05 and hold up of that phase is 0.1, so I get 0.5. Okay, downward flow. Question. Let's do the important one while he's not here. Okay. Example 3. Solid particles move downward. Liquid flow countercurrently upward. So this one flow countercurrently. So this is the same as we have the inlet on the top for solid. Inject solid and make it move down, right? And have the inlet for liquid at the bottom. Inject the liquid from the bottom to make liquid move up. So it's countercurrent. VSL is 0.15, VSS is 0.05. So superficial velocity tell you the flow rate, kind of flow rate, okay, flow rate per unit area. So I put it here that I expect the solid volume fraction to be more than the previous case. Sweta, okay, Maria, what do you think? Do you expect that? Or why should I expect anything like that? Tomitope? Do you expect that? Or you don't expect that? To be a little bit more. You expect it to be more. Tomitope, why is that?
I still know the reason.
Okay. Let's go back a little bit. You see the value V slip 0.05. 0.05 is the same as this, right? Okay. VSS 0.05 downward. VSS 0.05 downward. These are the same. They are the same. The difference is VSL 0.15 upward, but previously we have VSL of 0. That is the only difference. So in this case, I ask myself if I have just solidified particle falling down through a stagnant region, and so this is example 2. Example 3, liquid particle falling down at the same volumetric flow rate, the same input, but liquid move up. What will happen?
That's solid now.
So solid still moving down, but will solid move down slower?
Yes.
Yes, of course, right? So it's like the box on the belt. So when the belt moves slower, box kind of accumulate more. Make sense? So if we have liquid flow up, solid particle will move down slower. So that is why I expect the solid volume fraction to be a little bit more or somewhat more compared to the previous case. Tomitope, does it make sense? Okay. I put all the number in and I get 2 answers. One is 0.84495, another one is 0.355051. Okay, question?
So let's say we have some kind of slug flow, right?
Oh, slug flow.
Which part of area are we talking about?
We don't have,
Or
this model
let's say
is
from
not flow pattern specified model. This is very crude way, very rough way to do estimation.
So this means that everywhere of the area of the pipe is
This is
same, right?
wrong. Okay, this is a good approximation for the case that we don't consider any flow pattern. If we don't want to consider any flow pattern, we assume this. Do you think everywhere in the radial direction do we have the same velocity of the liquid phase? In the middle is more, right? And the pipe wall is 0, right? So this means the solid particle at the middle will move, liquid will move up faster. We have a certain velocity profile inside, right? Correct? Let's say liquid is laminar flow, so we have parabolic shape, right? But this one we assume that everywhere is the same. So this is very rough approximation. We don't consider anything much. Alright? Yes?
The actual velocity for the solid, are you using the radius to be
Yes. Moving up is positive, moving down is negative. Alright. Tomitope. Which one is a little bit more than previous case? We expect the solid volume fraction to be a little bit more than the previous case. Which one is a little bit more? We expect that the solid volume fraction to be more than the previous case. HL equal to 0.8 or HL equal to 0.3, which one make the previous statement true? The first one. Okay, so HL equal to 0.84, this means HS will be 0.1 something, right? Previously, it is 0.1. This one make it is 0.1 something, so it is a little bit more. But this one make it 0.6 something, so it is a lot more solid. So this case, intuitively, doesn't make sense. Okay? Sometimes it is difficult to say which makes sense, which doesn't make sense. Alright? So I also calculate actual velocity. So I calculate actual velocity of liquid. I get 0.17. Solid minus 0.32. Okay. So Tomitope, how do I get minus 0.32? What is the value of VSS that I put in here?
Okay, the value of VSS should be 0.05.
Plus or minus? Alright, correct. So between these two cases, The case 2, I call it case 2, okay? You see this one, the one at the bottom? Vs move down slower than the first case. Move down at the speed of 0.07. We don't actually know which one is makes sense if we have nothing to compare. Okay? So I go back. I try to find out. Okay, if we don't flow liquid, what is the velocity of solid that is moving down? 0.5. Okay, 0.5. So if I flow liquid, it will moving down slower, right? Lower than 0.5. So I check. This one tell me that 0.07. This one tell me that it's moving down at 0.32. Yes.
We checked with that formula, the VSI, with that one, this one. So you calculating it and comparing which value is closer.
Not just that. I can tell you that when I'm doing it, if I do just that, I actually don't know. But these are like one of the clue. Okay.
So we always have to check when something starts with 0.
Kind of, yes. So when I check, you see this Vs minus something is like, when I turn the liquid on, it almost stopped my solid, right? It's sink down very slow. So that is one of the clues, but it's not conclusive, right? When we see this, we don't know yet. So what I do next is, I do many other cases. So this is VSL equal to 0.15, right? This is VSL equal to 0.15. I change, I keep V slip to be the same, V solid to be the same, moving downward. Flow rate to be the same. Superficial velocity of solid is the same, moving downward. And I change V slip from very small number to some number upward. VSL. Previously I have VSL 0.15, right? This is example 3. So from the range of about 0 to 0.23, it will cover 0.15. Make sense? Danny or Danny? Danny, okay, Danny. So I vary the value of VSL from 0, about 0 to some value. I do the calculation again, get all possible answer, I do the plot. Okay? When I do the plot, you see the bottom line and the top one. See that? And I have the top and bottom. So let's say I start with VSL about 0. VSL about 0. One of the solutions tell me that VL will be about 0. And HL will be very high, like 0.9 or something. Okay? And then I increase VSL a little bit. And one of the solutions tell me that VL will be a little bit more than 0, and VSL and HOAP is a little bit less. Each time that I do calculation, I get 2 answers. I don't just get one, right? I get the bottom one, I get that, and I get that at the same time. When I change VSL, I get that, and I also get that, top and bottom. I get all of this, okay? And I calculate everything. I calculate HL and HOAP. So if my HOAP starts from 0, it corresponding to VL from that point and down. Okay, that is one of the solution. Another solution give me the bottom line. Okay, and the top HOAP. So I put in here that one of them is stable answer. And the reason that I use to back it up is this. If I start with no flow of liquid, what should be my liquid HOAP? my previous calculation showed it should be 0.9, right? It should be 0.9. And the blue line give me 0.9, which with VSL at 0 and VL about 0. So it is correct, right? And something else, so in this case, VSL is 0.15, right? It is the extension from that line. 0.15 is over here, right? So that point is the extension from that point. So it's like the extension of the stable solution. So it must be correct. That is my reason. So if you think that there is no hysteresis, okay, there is no hysteresis, and the answer is only one solution. So you would think that if we change the input a little bit, the output should change a little bit too, not change abruptly, right? So that is why I have the answer for VSL equals 0, which is that. And I increase VSL a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and get all the answer. So I found early on that if we don't flow any liquid, the whole is 0.9. So this point at 0.15 is the extension of that stable answer. If you think about another way around, what did it say? Okay, look at this.
Why in this first plot that won't be stable answer?
First plot, are you talking about this point at 0, 0?
You pointed at 0.2.
First graph is VL, second graph is HOA.
Point of minus.
So if we go back to the no flow condition, example 2, HOA, VSL equal to 0, when I do VSL equal to 0, someone might say, if we don't have any liquid, it should be 100% solid, right? If we don't have any liquid. But that is not dependent upon the initial condition. Initially, if we don't have any liquid, and we have just liquid, initially if we don't have any liquid, yes, and we just have solid moving down, there will be no liquid in the system, and HOA for liquid should be 0. If we start with no liquid. And that is that answer given by our calculation. So if we start with no liquid, we flow no liquid and have the solid falling down. So at the stable condition, eventually we just have solid moving down, no liquid or anything. So I think this will also depend on what is your initial condition. Do you start with liquid full or full of solid, right? But in this case, in the reactor doesn't just have solid, right? It should have liquid too. Next. Okay, Danny, do you know how to plot this graph? Yes? We have to put this into Excel, right? You see how large is that equation? It's very large. Is it easy to make a mistake? Yes. How do you prevent that?
I just, after I solve the equation, I just put in Excel A, B, C and make it easier, right? So calculate the values for A, B, C, and when I put the equation in Excel, it is simpler.
Okay.
Avoid the mistakes.
June, how do you check if your answer is correct or not? Is there a way to check if your answer is correct? After you solve, let's say you use this big equation and you don't know if your answer is right or not. You may doubt yourself that you may make some mistake and it may not be correct. How do you check your answer? Can you put it back into the original equation?
It should be the root of the equation.
Like this one? Okay. If left hand side is not equal to right hand side, something is wrong. Good? So we can check the answer. Your way, you have read all the questions, right? After you know this, can you do all those? Or there's still problem? You think you can do it? And okay, let me tell you another fact is, you don't even need to know any of this. You just read the book and you can do it. Okay? But I helped you a little bit more. So if you miss the homework, what do you think you will get? I think.
0.
Yes, you get 0. Okay? So don't miss. Right. Let's do some stratified flow. This is the explanation of the variable. Let me change the battery.
Yes, question. How can we know the slip velocity?
How can we what?
Because in those examples, in those examples, we have the slip velocity, but we don't have the actual velocity of each phase. So is it a way to calculate the slip velocity? Because we're using it as an input,